Good morning, everyone. This is Anthony, Wall Street Trader. It's 8:26 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday, November 14, 2021. This isn't financial advice. This is educational. Click the subscribe and the bell to be notified of when these videos come out. We're talking about Nucypher and Keep, and I pumped out a few of them yesterday because we had trying to get to a play-by-play, but it was really kind of difficult. But share the video with your friends and colleagues who are interested in the price action of Nucypher and Keep. Intraday updates are on the Twitter link below. One thing I tweeted out yesterday was definitionally patterns are generally much more predictive of imminent moves than a trend or a Fibonacci. So just so everyone understands what patterns are things such as this right here. We called out this broadening wedge in back in May or so, maybe June time frame, and we were tracking this thing heavily. And eventually, this thing wound up going up. We had originally thought that this pattern, which is a descending broadening wedge, would break up to the point at which this broadening wedge originated. It did go all the way up, though, to 245 to my surprise, as well as others. Now, we'll take a look at one other pattern that we just recently, much more timely, 2 days ago, started noticing. And this was part of one of the underlying pairs, Nucypher Bitcoin. Now, you can generally find certain patterns within these alt to Bitcoin pairs where, it's almost detective work. It's an underlying internal for Nucypher US dollar. So Nucypher Bitcoin started reflecting a diamond pattern, which is what we see over here. Generally comes in, coming down, but then it comes out, coming up. In this case also, surprised the hell out of us. Why? Because normally these kinds of patterns generally resolve up to the point at which they came down like this. So normally you would expect this thing to go to 1483. Well, we did better than that. We went all the way up to 2093 on the Nucypher Bitcoin pair. And as a result, Nucypher US dollar wound up going up to as high as $1.35. So we came all the way down. So, look, here's the deal. Everyone who's upset because we were up here and now we're down here, look, this is starting to round out. This is reflecting now a more mature price action up at these levels that we can start now looking at. We can look behind us and see some stuff that we can now reflect into our predictions. So in the meantime, although we did hit a high 135, things don't always go straight up. They have to come down at some point. Hopefully you weren't investing at $1.35, but if you were long term, I think we're going to get another spike eventually. This will happen again. This is the type of crypto that this will happen to. In the meantime, we are rounding out here. We do have a couple of areas. Now we're back in a channel. The channels are kind of boring, especially the horizontal ones, but nonetheless, we can at least see where we have reasonable support. Now, right now, it looks like we have a reasonable support around $1.99. And we do have a resistance area of around $1.08 currently. So these are the two lines that this thing's been adhering to over the past several hours. So definitely looking like home for at least today. But I will continue to monitor this and tweet it out. So the exuberance is faded, but we are at a higher level. So taking one look back, 1 day ago, my first video of the day yesterday, we were probably around 88 cents. So we are definitely starting to mark an area of reversal overall. Now, speaking of reversals, let's go over to Nucypher Bitcoin. This we were waiting for. We put this out there 2-3 days ago, well before this pop ever happened. In fact, we put it out around here on November 10th or so. Was expecting something maybe a little sooner, but you know how these things go, delayed fuse. And this thing went up. And again, normally they go up to 1451. In this case over here, where this thing dropped dramatically into the diamond. However, we did resolve up way better than expected at 2091. We have pulled back right now, and our current state of mind is around 1588 on the Nucypher Bitcoin pair. We do have a couple of areas of support. One is 1509. Another one's up here, right around here, around 1550. We've been talking about this line a couple of times, but I'm going to draw it here so we can keep our eye on this. This could be the curling point for Nucypher Bitcoin. I think this is the area where we're going to have reasonable support of 1550 but a worst case support of 1510 or so. We're at 1588. Now let's move on to Keep. Keep was interestingly stellar yesterday, really rocking and rolling. We were down in the 60s, I want to say, yesterday, or right around here, right below, and we popped past the 70-cent line, went all the way up. You know, we had an area of resistance at $1.15 and have pulled back down to around 87 cents is where we are at now. Now, can we get back over this thing meaningfully so that we're properly within the channel between 87 and 98 cents? It is very possible. This does look eerily like a pennant pattern, which is good, but just given the volatility over the past day, it's a little hard to say. But if it is a pennant, we could be spiking back up on the Keep pair. Keep actually did relatively well compared to Bitcoin yesterday for a period of time. In the meantime, Keep to Bitcoin, same pattern. Now I just drew here an area of support. Now we have reasonable support back here coming all the way across. So we do have some support in the low 13s. We're at 1347, but I think rock bottom's around 1306 in that range. But we're doing pretty well on the Keep to Bitcoin pair. Again, we also have an interesting pennant-like pattern. We're starting to squish a bit over here. Some people call it a wedge, but we could be in for a small bounce here. In the meantime, let's go over to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is really, really, really rallying at 64,700, remarkably more than yesterday. We do have also dominance pulling up, and that's okay because Bitcoin US dollar is pulling up. So I think overall, this underlying crypto market is fairly healthy. I mean, we're definitely in a better place today than we were yesterday morning when we did the video at $1.02 and change with floor support at 99. You know, we will get our chance again, but again, the way to find these opportunities is to find the underlying patterns that drive them. The ones that are patterns are the ones that will give you that imminent view. Patterns can be classified in there's multiple patterns out there. There's a place called thepatternSite.com that gives you all flavors of patterns. The ones I follow closely are diamonds, triangles, wedges, and there's a few other ones. But I'll post the link to thepatternSite.com on the bottom of the video so you can get a little more familiarity with them. They will give you guidance around areas of imminent price action. They don't always resolve the way that this thing resolves. Sometimes they go down and it's considered a continuation. So you have to kind of play your odds right. They kind of give you a flavor of the odds depending on the pattern and entry into the pattern. But anyway, keep your eye on Nucypher and Keep. We will keep you posted. Bye.